Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna do another chess tempo training session. It's gonna be in blitz mode, and I'm shooting for 10 problems correct today. So let's jump right in. Okay, what do we got here? He's in check now, so I guess he's gonna take our knight on h6. Okay, so we gotta think fast here because this is blitz mode. My first intuition is queen h4 check. King g7, we go queen h8 check. King f7 and queen f8 looks like mate. But I just realized that after queen h4 he has queen h5 blocking. So maybe it's not that simple. So maybe we start with queen f8. Queen f8, if king h7, queen h8. If king h5, that probably queen h8, king g5, and h4 looks like mate. Yeah, let's go for it. Here, check. No? Wow. Oh yeah, h4 is not mate because he takes our pawn. I'll say it was knight f4 here. Now now h4. Wow. All right, we're just warming up here. Let's move on. So we still got 0 right. We're shooting for 10. All right, he goes f4. All right, what's going on here? What could we do here? It's not immediately clear to me so far. So we can't move our rook on f1 because rook takes f2. Maybe rook d7, but it's not even threatening anything because the queen protects the bishop. So far I do not quite see a convincing idea. Maybe bishop e4 attack, but that doesn't look that convincing. He could even go f3 and distract our bishop. Doesn't look that convincing. What else could we do? I must be missing something. I must be missing something. Rook d8. Rook d8. If rook takes d8, queen takes d8. Mate in 2. And if he doesn't take, we're just going to take rook d8. Okay, so he does that. Queen f6. So now, now we take the queen. The rook's pinned, so bishop takes, and then we take the rook. All right, that was pretty slow, but we got it. So let's move on. So he goes rook c8. Right away, bishop takes f6 is the first move that jumps to mind, but then just knight takes f6. I don't see a follow-up. If bishop takes d7, knight takes d7, and boom, queen g4, threatening mate and the knight. If knight f6, we just take because the g7 pawn is pinned. That looks good to me. Let's go for it. Take and queen g4. Okay, nice. Here we take the knight. Okay, that was pretty smooth. We got 2-8 to go. What's going on here? So I guess he goes queen f5. And so what exactly, the question is, why can't we just take his bishop? What does he have up his sleeve? Maybe queen. And then if king takes, does he have some sort of mate? I don't see it. I don't see what he could do. I'm just going to take the bishop. He does that. I didn't see that move. Queen takes f2. Now he's threatening to queen with mate. So I'm thinking we need to play rook g1 here. That's the defensive move to stop him from queening. Yeah. That's it. So that was a nice problem. Rook g1 is a nice defensive technique. Let's move on. Okay. He goes bishop e8. So why can't we just take on h6? He goes queen h7, and now we can't take on f8 because our queen is pinned. So that's the trick here. So maybe that leads to me to believe that we take with the rook. Rook takes h6. He has to go king g8. And do we have a killer blow there? Rook h8. king g7 and queen h6 mate. Ah, he goes king g7. King g7. So now rook h7. And that just prolongs the line by one move. It's the same line. Rook h7, rook h8, and mate. All right, not bad. We got 4 down, 6 to go. All right. What do we got here? Rook c8. So what could we do if rook takes c7 doesn't seem to lead anywhere after rook takes c7? What else do we got? Interesting move, rook c6. It's kind of a skewer. So if he takes, knight takes c6, rook takes c6, and we win the rook, and we end up a piece. Let's go for it. Take, and rook takes h6. So pretty simple problem. We're halfway there, 5 down, 5 to go. All right. What do we got here? Not even sure what color we are. So we're black here. He goes, his last move was g6. Pretty confusing looking problem. So his pawns look pretty dangerous. So let's say, why can't we just take the bishop, or maybe check first? That's the key. So rook f1. If, for example, king g4, then we take with check. So then he goes king e4, then check again, and then we take on e5. That looks good. Check. He does that. So why can we take the bishop now? Does he have some trick up his sleeve? Let's say knight e8 check. Then we just go king h8. g7, we take the pawn. Looks like we're winning. Let's take. So that's an alternative. But I see now that this might even be better to add this Zwischenzug check. Yeah. And now, wait, do we take with the knight or with the rook? Both seem like they're winning. I'll take with the knight. Okay, queen, we just take it. All right, problem solved. Okay. 4 more to go. What's going on here? All right, he plays rook takes e7. So why can't we just play queen d1? Isn't that mate? That looks like mate in 2. Let's go for it. Yeah, so that was really simple. Okay, 3 more to go. Okay, what's black gonna do here? Knight c5. So knight takes d6, immediately jumps out. We're attacking the queen. If the queen moves, we could play bishop takes c5 and protecting the knight on d6. That looks pretty convincing to me. Let's go for it. He goes knight b3. So now if we take the queen, he takes our queen. But then we could take on g7, and it looks like we end up a piece. Is there something better? There's other moves like queen b4, but I think this is just a clear-cut win. Let's go for it. Yeah, now take on g7. Okay. 2 more to go. He's in check now, so I guess he's going to take our knight now on f7. He doesn't. He goes king e7. So why can't we just take his bishop? What does he have? Does he have a trick there? I don't see it. I do not see any tricks. Our queen is hanging. Our queen is hanging. So, interesting. Interesting. Our queen is hanging, and if we move, he just takes our knight. So, what do we have here? Queen takes e6. Does that work? King takes e6, and we take the rook with check. Very nice problem. We take the rook with check, and now if he goes back king e7, we go knight takes c6, fork. And his only other option there is king d5. In which case, what do we do after king d5? I guess bishop f3. Then king c4. It's a little... I'm pretty sure we're winning there. We have a bishop and rook, and his king is under great fire. I don't see a clear-cut win, but we're going to go for it anyways. So that didn't work. Wow. So what was it? Yeah, knight takes d8 right away. Nice. Nice. And if he takes our queen, knight takes c6 check and fork, and we end up material. Nice. Okay, I missed that one. So still, we're 8-2 now. Still, we have 2 to go. All right, so we have some action here on the H file. So he takes on e6. Immediately, knight f6 comes to mind. If queen takes f6, queen h7 mate. If rook takes f6, then we go, I guess, queen h8. Queen h8, king f7, and rook h7 looks like it's going to lead to mate king g6 and then mate queen g7. Let's go for it. So he doesn't even take the knight. He goes king f7. So now I'm thinking, anyways, queen h7. But then he could take the knight and escape on e5. That's not that clear. That's not that convincing. What else could we do here? Queen h5. He also takes the knight. Queen h7 takes the knight. Queen h6. King e5. I don't see a convincing win there. What else? What am I missing here? What else could we do? Can we move the knight anywhere special? I don't see it. Queen h5, king takes g7. No. Maybe knight h7 attacking the rook on f8. I mean, that doesn't seem that convincing. What else could we do? I'm really not seeing it. I'm really not seeing the knockout punch here. Must be missing something. What am I missing? Knight h7. That, I don't know. That doesn't look very convincing. Knight g4, maybe knight g4 with knight h6 kind of ideas. Maybe he goes king e7 there. Wow. Wow. Do not see it. Let's go knight h7 because I don't see any better. So failed. Queen h7. So what did I miss here? Rook h6 here. Wow. I didn't see this queen c7. So I didn't look deeply enough. After king e5, I just dismissed it and assumed we don't have anything. But in fact, we had an easy knockout punch. Wow. So, okay, let's move on. So we're 8-3 now. That was a nice problem. I like that problem a lot. So, okay, queen takes c6. So immediately I see the famous pattern, rook f8. Now we just take the queen here. So that was just about knowing the pattern. This is a very famous pattern. That's why I saw it instantly. Let's move on. One more to go. One more to go. Okay. So what is he going to do here? Bishop g6. So it looks like we should have a mate here. Rook e1, king h2. Probably queen f4. If he takes our bishop, rook h1 is mate. And if g3, rook h1 check, king takes h1, and then queen f3 and queen g2. That looks crushing. Let's go for it. Here, queen f4, rook h1. Nice. All right, we got 10. That wasn't as smooth as I would like. We got 3 wrong, but not so bad. Not so bad. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that.